Now to calculate your occupancy rate, you need to divide the number of occupied units by the total number of units in the building. An example would be, if you have 200 apartments rented in a 250 unit building, what's the building's occupancy rate? Okay, so how many units are rented? 200, right? So you take them and divide it down into 250, or your total number of units, for an 80% occupancy rate. The Irv triangle from when we did the income approach comes in really handy here again. Just put your smaller number in the top, your total number in the bottom right, and then divide it down, and that's your percentage rate. Now to calculate the vacancy rate, we divide the number of vacant units by the total number of units. Pretty much the same thing, just the ones that are empty this time. So what's the building's vacancy rate if 225 units are rented in a 300 unit apartment building? This one has a little bit of a trick to it, and it's very common that the state will do this to you. So it didn't tell us how many units were vacant this time, but it did tell us how many units and how many units were rented. So we take our total 300 units, subtract from it 225 units that are rented. That tells us how many are not rented or vacant, which is 75. Now that we know the number we need for the top number, we can divide 75 units down into 300, the total. So if it asks for the vacancy rate, it's vacancy down into the total, or if it asks for occupancy rate, it's occupied down into the total.